You are Locked On 76ers Postcast, part of Locked On Sports Philadelphia, on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
That just happened. Welcome into the show. My name is Mark Farzetta. This is Locked On 76ers Postcast on the Locked On Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. And that was terrible. God awful. I'll go god awful. I'll go with that. Now, I was certainly not expecting the Sixers to run away with a win. I in no way, shape, or form even knew. And then when they went up 26 points in the third quarter, I didn't even say, this is going to be close. There's going to be a run. Hopefully the Sixers can withstand and carry on and push through and still win the game by 3 points, 6 points, something like that. They get a little bit of a scare and then they take control again. Hopefully they're able to do that. Was I betting on it? No. And when Jaylen Brown and Jayson Tatum started to make shots, because before they weren't making shots, and then they started to make them, and I was like, that's bad. I really wish they didn't do that, but they did it at an alarming rate, I might add. As a matter of fact, I knew the third quarter, I believe through the third quarter, the Boston Celtics were shooting something around the range of 25%. 23 to 25% from three. And I knew they weren't going to do that for the whole game. I knew at some point they were going to go, oh, here's the button, boom, push the button. And then all of a sudden they were going to start rattling off threes. And then what did they do in the fourth quarter? They started rattling off threes. And the Sixers just couldn't keep up. And it wasn't even so much the offense, which was incredible, especially when you consider the fact that the Boston Celtics were able to outscore the Sixers 38-16 in that fourth quarter. 38-16. They won a quarter by 22 points. No, that cute little 26-point lead you guys had in the third quarter, that was adorable. We're going to blow you out by 22 in the fourth, because we're the champs and we're awesome. And, we know you can't hang with us when we start hitting our shots, and that's exactly what they did. So they ended up shooting for the game, I believe it was 45% from the floor, or excuse me, from the 3-point line. That's a nice little turnaround. 42.3%. That's a nice turnaround from 25% overall going into the fourth quarter. Sixers were making pretty much everything. They were shooting right around 50%. From the 3-point line, 46 to 50% throughout the night. And then the fourth quarter happened and they were terrible. And not only, again, go back to this, not only was the offense putrid, not only was the Celtics offense amazing, the Celtic defense was on lockdown. Tyrese Maxey was in handcuffs in the fourth quarter. And I was saying, get Maxey the ball. Why am I seeing Ricky Council take these shots? Why am I seeing Kelly Oubre, who I don't mind all that much, but still take the shot? Why am I seeing them take the shot? Where is Tyrese Maxey? And then every time I looked, Drew Holiday was in his hip pocket. And even the N1 situation that was challenged and then overturned there at the end of the game, even that situation, they were lucky to get the call in the first place. And I thought, wow, all right, well, maybe they'll get something out of this, make more free throws, make something happen here. Obviously, that wasn't the case, but they ended up getting that overturned. But even on that drive, Drew Holiday was right there with him, every single movement in his hip pocket. And they locked the Sixers down. Once the Celtics started to make a run, the Sixers, without question, started to second-guess everything they were doing. And you saw it in the hesitation from guys that are normally brimming with confidence, like Kelly Oubre. And that's twice now. In the last 2 games, in clutch moments, I've seen Kelly Oubre get a little tight. Now, the numbers would go the other way. Now, did he get a little tight at the free throw line? He missed 2 free throws, one on one trip to the line. The other happened on, I think, his second to last trip to the line. And those would have been clutch for him to be able to convert both those free throws, especially in a 3-point game, 2-point game, as it was at the time that he went to the line. But he was playing tight. He played tight a couple of nights ago when there was that inbounds play. And it turns out, I thought Nick Nurse was going for 2. That's what it looked like. But it was Kelly Oubre getting gun shy. When we were trying to crack the code on what the Sixers were trying to do 2 nights ago, we were scratching our heads. Whoa. They're only going for 2 in a 3-point game. Nick Nurse said they were going for 3. That was the goal, but they didn't get it. They didn't feel comfortable doing it, so they didn't do it. So it was Kelly Oubre who looked hesitant then, and then Kelly Oubre tonight in a corner 3 situation was hesitant again. You can't play scared. And I'm not saying that the Sixers were supposed to beat the Celtics tonight, but I don't care if you're playing against, the 90s Bulls. You're up 26 points in the fourth quarter. Just don't be scared in the fourth quarter. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying shoot an ungodly amount, an incredible amount. The second time I used ungodly, third time. I'm not saying do that, but I'm just saying don't be scared. Don't be scared. Oh, here they come. Oh, no. Let me wet the bed. And they wet the bed. That's exactly. They played. Full credit to the Celtics on this. They just locked down defensively, took away the Sixers' by far best player, and all in all, this effort tonight is wasted because you blew a 26-point lead, albeit to the Celtics. And I will say this. Actually, I'll save it. I'll save it for the big three thing, for three big things. I'll save it for that. Anyway, welcome to the show. My name is Mark Farzetta. This is Locked On Sports Philadelphia, Locked On 76ers POSTCAST. It's great to have you along for the ride. And don't forget that your favorite podcast now is a newsletter, introducing the Locked On 76ers newsletter, a daily newsletter, one stop for ultimate team and league coverage, delivered right to your inbox. Sign in for free at LockedOnDaily.com. That's LockedOnDaily.com. And start your day with the all-new free Locked On 76ers newsletter. This particular episode is brought to you by the Game Time app. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use promo code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off your first purchase. That's Locked On NBA. Three big things. Number one, Tyrese Maxey. Now, you know what? If he's been number one too many nights in a row, I'm gonna move him off. Number three, I've been at the Wells Fargo Center when it gets taken over, and sure, it happened during the process era. A lot. It's happened more than a couple of occasions. And it just so happens that the team that really sticks out to me as a takeover is not the New York Knicks. It's the Boston Celtics. Now, are all these people driving down from Boston to spend a weekend in the city of Philadelphia? I would love to say that, but I would have to think that a lot of those people are bandwagon Boston fans that happen to live amongst us in Philadelphia, in the Philadelphia area. Okay. I'll even put it like that. Hearing Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown and Derek White start to come alive in that fourth quarter and really lead the charge. And with every big three that was made by those guys, hearing the Wells Fargo Center explode in jubilation at what they were able to do is sickening. It's a word. It's sickening. It literally makes me feel like I want to throw up. And Derek White hit, I think it was 2 threes in that fourth quarter that really put the game, unfortunately, all the momentum was already going in the Celtics' favor, but White hitting his shots. Jayson Tatum was from the top of the key 3 times, I believe it was, 13 or 14 fourth quarter points, finishing with a game-high 35 points overall. There was just every single little shot that went in was a dagger through my heart whenever I just heard the Wells Fargo Center. Ah! 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 And then even at the end of the game, I see Sam Cassell trying to console Tyrese Maxey. The two, of course, worked together when Doc Rivers was the head coach here in Philadelphia. And Sam Cassell, Tyrese Maxey gave a lot of credit to for how hard he worked with him and improving his game and all that. And Tyrese Maxey, you could tell, was just beside himself, that he was eliminated from contention in this game because of the great defense. But even that put a bad taste in my mouth. Like, I wanted, oh, that's great sportsmanship. It still made me feel sick. Don't get me wrong. The number one thing that made me feel sick, blowing a 26-point lead in the third quarter against Boston Celtics, makes me feel sick. And you know what else? They're in the Wells Fargo Center being taken over by Boston fans. That is, I don't want Boston fans in South Philadelphia. I don't want them living amongst us in general. I don't want them driving down here thinking, oh, we're going to go to Philadelphia, have us a great time. No, I don't want that. I don't want that here. But I do give them all the credit in the world because they're the champs. They didn't have to go through any kind of process. You know what their process was? I'll tell you what their process was. Their process was duping the 76ers, who quit on their process, hired Jerry Colangelo, then Brian Colangelo, and then got duped by Danny Ainge and the Celtics, and then built a team that is far better than the 76ers. Yay! That was fun. Remember the process? Yay! So great. I was really proud of the Sixers for 3 quarters, and then I wasn't. Good Lord, that was terrible. All right, when we come back, excuse me, I'll give you the other two things on three big things. It might be one of the first times I've ever not done the full three in the opening segment. But either way, they're worth the wait, folks, because I just feel fantastic. Just getting over the flu, sort of, still coughing a little bit. Just getting over the flu, starting to feel better. And then I watch the Sixers. I'm feeling great in that third quarter. And there's going to be a moment, and we'll talk about that moment when we come back. We'll also talk about two other things that are also big things regarding this game. This is Locked On Sports Philadelphia. Make sure you like and subscribe on Locked On Sports Philadelphia. My name is Mark Farzetta. I'll be back after this. If you are going to leave your city and go to another city and take over that stadium and make me feel terrible if it's Philadelphia, at least use the Game Time app. Be reasonable. Be smart about how you go about this, okay? If you're looking for tickets to the next big event, the next big concert, the next big comedy show, or, of course, sporting event, you'll find the right ticket with the incredible people of the Game Time app. And how about this? With Game Time Picks, it's never been easier to find those great seats. With Game Time Picks, the app on the Game Time app, you know what they do? They cut out all the hard work, and they do it all for you. It makes you see the best seats at the best possible prices with Game Time Picks feature on the Game Time app. They also have Seat View. That's a game changer. You can actually see the vantage point of your seat before you buy it, so you know exactly what you're buying. And how about this? You can also use the all-in pricing feature. You toggle that, you know exactly what you're paying before you check out. So there's no sticker shock of, whoa. How do these $20 tickets become $30? Where did that come from? No. Not with the Game Time app. So download the Game Time app, create an account, use promo code use promo code Locked On NBA. That's Locked On NBA for $20 off your first purchase. So download the app, create an account, and use promo code Locked On NBA. You've covered with Game Time's guaranteed lowest price. If you find a better deal somewhere else, they'll refund you 110% of the difference. How about that? So once again, take the guesswork out of buying tickets with the Game Time app. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use promo code Locked On NBA. That's LOCKEDON NBA for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest prices guaranteed. Excuse me. So here's what's really got me about this game today. I've mentioned the collapse already, the 26 points. That sucks. Okay. Tyrese Maxey. I still can't believe that this guy's not an all-star. It's insane to me. But watching him play tonight, and I'm not saying he's all of a sudden not worth being an all-star. But in a time where the Sixers desperately need someone to step up, Tyrese Maxey's got to be that guy. Now, he's the first name I'm going to mention because he's the player on the floor. Tied in with that is Nick Nurse. Where is some kind of creativity to get him open? Where's some kind of screen? Where's some kind of play that will get him open? And I'll give you the exact moment I'm talking about. The exact moment I'm talking about, the Sixers in the fourth quarter are falling apart, as we well know. Kelly Oubre actually hits a three, makes it a 1-point game. It's 110-109 in favor of Boston. It's 3:05 left in the game. The Celtics then call a timeout. Maxey D's up Kristaps Porzingis shortly after that. Sixers can't get anything after to Maxey. From that point on, you have a timeout. You try to run a play out of it. Somehow, I think it was Kelly Oubre got the shot off, but did not convert. Ended up going the other way. You do not see Tyrese Maxey, with the exception of Jayson Tatum dropping a jumper on him to make it 115-110. You really don't see him show up after that. And looking at Tyrese Maxey in the fourth quarter, and this is what is a shame, really. Nothing. He did not make a field goal in the fourth quarter. 0 for 4 from the floor. 3 of those are inside the semicircle on either alleged fouls or just not being able to finish at the rim. So let's call it what it is. If it wasn't a foul call, it's not finishing at the rim. He had one three-point shot attempted on a corner three and missed it. This is not what you need from Tyrese Maxey. You need him to be clutch. With that being said, where's the play from Nick Nurse? Where's Gershon Yabusele stepping up to get a screen? Where is getting the switch? Tyrese Maxey, and I'll give credit to Nick Nurse as well, you're too smart a people to not find a way. And I know the Celtics are great, and I know their defense is great. And I know, yes, when push comes to shove, like at the end of this game, they're going to find a way to make sure that they're on top. I get it. I had no doubt in my mind that they were at least going to make the game interesting in the fourth quarter. I mean, we all knew, right? I hope we all knew. Please tell me we all knew that. I hope this isn't the first time you've seen this movie. But where's the play from Nick Nurse? Where's a teammate creating a switch for Maxey? You mean to tell me Maxey can't hit a bucket in the fourth quarter when his team is bleeding out? Terrible. Both parts. Everybody, not just Maxey. Guy's been the only shining star and the most consistent star for the Sixers all year. I'm not throwing him under the bus for this loss. But where is everybody in terms of we got to make sure we can get Maxey going here? Just like, the Celtics were like, oh, let's get Jayson Tatum going. Hey, let's get Jaylen Brown going. Let's get these guys going. Nobody can help Maxey out here. And I understand. Here's the thing. There's one, like, put it like this. There's obviously a number one, and that's Jayson Tatum. There's a pretty close second, 1A, and Jaylen Brown. And then you need someone else to get hot. There's Derek White, just a 3 after 3 after 3. Sixers, what are we going to do? We're going to, in the fourth quarter, who's the close 1A to Tyrese Maxey? There isn't one. And yeah, I understand you could say for 3 quarters, you got Gershon Yabusele, hitting threes, having thunder jams, hanging on the rim, getting teed up for that, which was ridiculous. Whatever. I actually agree with Kate Scott on the call there, who said, are you freaking kidding me? I was like, oh, we just got a freaking from Kate. But you don't have a 1A. You have maybe like a 4B. Like that's what you got after that. No matter how well those guys are playing in the first 3 quarters. I don't even need you to make shots. I just need you to set a screen. Create a switch. Create a mismatch. Nobody. 0 for 4 from the floor. Not great. Not great. Number 3. All right. Now we gave you number 3. 2. Number 1. Gosh, dang, the Celtics are good. This is probably the only time I'm going to say this. And I know I've also been the guy to award moral victories. I've been awarding moral victories. Tongue-in-cheek, more or less, in the last couple of losses here for the Sixers. But no moral victory here. Not even a hint or a joke of one. Because that collapse was embarrassing. Again, I don't care if you're playing against the red hot, 2016? Is that even right? 2015 Warriors, 90s Bulls, 60s and 70s Celtics. I don't know. You're up 26 points in the third quarter. You should probably win that game. And nobody. I mean, I mentioned Maxey here. I'll look at this. Gershon Yabusele shot 1 shot in the fourth quarter. Missed it. It was a 3. Ricky Council, good Lord. 2 shots. Missed a 3 and made I think he had a layup late in the game. Kelly Oubre in the fourth quarter. He had 2 shots. That's fun. Reggie Jackson, got anything for me? Nope. Skunked. Justin Edwards, come on, baby. Oh, yeah, nice little layup, and he missed a 3. That's cute. Kyle Lowry, what you got? Didn't play. Adem Bona, he made a nice little layup, too, in the fourth quarter. Anybody else? Nope. Everybody else was terrible. Let's say Oubre did. Oubre made 2 shots. He was 2 for 3 with a 3. That was rough. That was a rough ending to that game. But I will say again, the Boston Celtics are just that good. And in that fourth quarter, when push came to shove, that was a wrap. The Sixers. They could smell blood in the water. I mentioned there was a moment where I thought, whoa. And I'll tell you when it was. Fourth quarter of the game, 11 minutes left. Adem Bona comes up with a huge block on Jayson Tatum. Sixers go down the other end. I'm thinking they were going to go up. I think it would have been, around 94 to 80, something like that. So I think they're going to go up 96, 80, something like that. And then they get nothing on that possession. They go down the other end. Brown hits a 3. Makes it 94 to 82. It was 7. And then Hauser hits a 3. Hauser hits another 3. 9:22 mark. Tatum hits a 3. Makes it 99-91. And I went, uh-oh. Then at the 8:42 mark in the fourth quarter, Drew Holiday makes a layup. Kelly Oubre has a lazy pass to Maxey, goes out of bounds, gets challenged, goes in favor of Boston. Boston wins. Yabu checks back into the game at that point. It's 99 to 93. Justin Edwards gets a steal. Sixers miss. Brown actually blocks Oubre on that play. Comes down the other end. It's 99-95 after Brown hit a jumper on Ricky Council. Tatum hits a three. Council misses a three. Tatum hits a three. 101-100 Boston. The minute they went up 1 point with between 6:30 left in the game, I went, oh, that's a wrap. If the Sixers aren't going to squash them from taking the lead and just keeping it close and keeping them around, it's so funny. It's a weird trend in basketball, it feels like whenever a team's coming back, but they don't get that 1 point lead, at least, they go away and they die. This Boston team got that Jayson Tatum three, and the rest was history. After that, Cornette came down, got a dunk, 103-100. Sixers called the timeout. Oubre hit a three later to make it another 1 point game. Boston called the timeout. Maxey had the D up on Porzingis. Council comes up with the offensive foul. Derek White knocked down a three with 2:12 left. It was 113-109. Oubre only goes one of two from the free throw line. Tatum hit a jumper on Maxey, 115-110. And Drew Holiday hit another three to make it 118-110. And that was that. That was that. No bueno from your 76ers tonight. I don't know what. I'll keep my eyes peeled on social media when it comes to what Nick Nurse could be saying, but as of right now, I haven't seen anything. When we come back, I'll do another check of that, and then also another big NBA trade. We'll talk about the one that went down a little less than 24 hours ago, and then a one that went down about 24 minutes ago. That's when we return on Locked On Sports Philadelphia, Locked On 76ers Postcast. Hey, let me tell you about Prize Picks, ladies and gentlemen. Prize Picks. That's always a good time. Basketball season, heating up. Trade deadline, heating up. No better way to get in on all the action than with Prize Picks, your place for daily fantasy sports. With over 10 million members and billions in award winnings, Prize Picks makes it easy and fun to turn your sports knowledge into real, cold, hard cash. Here's how it works. Just pick more or less on at least 2 player stat projections. And if you're right, you can win up to 1,000 times your cash. Luka Doncic, see what he does eventually for the LA Lakers. You don't know. Jayson Tatum against the Sixers, probably a safe bet if you hit more on points for him tonight. You can check out the promo tabs and all that stuff. Super sweet Millie winners, big game lineups. If you tail a lineup that goes 3 for 3, you could win a split of $1 million in promo funds. That's Prize Picks. Check out Prize Picks. Download the Prize Picks app today and use promo code LOCKEDONNBA. That's LOCKEDONNBA, and get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. That's promo code LOCKEDONNBA for $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup on Prize Picks. Prize Picks, run your game. Welcome back. We're going to take your comments here as I'm having a nice little coughing attack. Appreciate it. But yes, Luka got traded. You know that by now if you're an NBA fan. And then, excuse me, he just got sent out there in the fourth quarter of this game, Sixers Celtics, that the Sacramento Kings finally traded De'Aaron Fox. That had been rumored for a couple of weeks now. And in on the deal is Zach LaVine of the Bulls. So the Bulls get Zach Collins, Trey Jones, and Kevin Huerter, plus their own 2025 pick via the Spurs. The Spurs get De'Aaron Fox and Jordan McLaughlin. And then the Kings get Zach LaVine and 3 first-round picks and 3 second-round picks. And the Sixers might trade Gershon Yabusele. Here's my question. Because I always think, okay, well, what happens in Philadelphia? Like, is now the time if a team is knocking on your door? Is now a time you trade Embiid? Is this when you unload him? Because I'm going to tell you, yes. Yeah, this is when I unload him. Now, the only other option is you hold out hope for the rest of the year, and you hope that he can make some kind of a run, which is not happening. I'd be shocked quite frankly, if that happened. Do you unload him? Why do you see guys like Luka getting traded, for instance? And I'm not putting De'Aaron Fox on that level, but why do you see something like, oh, wow, that move happened? Like Zach LaVine getting moved. He's been talked about in trade rumors for a long time now. He finally gets moved. So now Wemby has De'Aaron Fox. That's nice. Zach LaVine's out there in Sacramento. Do you make any kind of attempt to get Zach LaVine in another trade? I doubt it. Is he going to be ecstatic to be out in Sacramento? I don't know. But when it comes to Joel Embiid, is now the time you move Embiid? I know some people would be like, well, actually, I would invent a time machine and go back 2 years and then trade Joel Embiid. I told people 2 years ago I was taking calls on him already. You can't trade Embiid? Okay. All right, well, how's this going to go? He's going to get healthier as he gets older? That's ridiculous. That's hilarious. And let's sign him to a 5-year contract extension because that's fun too. So is now the time. What would it take? Would it take 3 first-rounders? Would it take the Rudy Gobert trade package to get you thinking about the future? Because here's what I know. Tyrese Maxey is a guy worth building around. No doubt in my mind. Tyrese Maxey is a guy worth building around. You're not moving Paul George. I'd love to see that too. Like, I don't want to see the Sixers completely tank, but I wouldn't mind a slight retooling. And by retooling, I mean, yeah, you'd be a rebuild if you didn't have Joel Embiid here anymore. You didn't have, Paul George was supposed to be the next big thing, and unfortunately that hasn't worked out because his pinky's hurt. But yeah, that's where we're at. Let's do the chat check here. Crazy, what's happening? Nice to see you. Haven't watched the Sixers game in weeks, and I feel great, Mark. Well, good for you, Crazy. I'm jealous. BC, go Lakers. That's the loser Lakers that lost to the Sixers. So there you go. That's cute that you still have the LeBron thing. That's nice that you think he's the is that a puppy? I think that's a puppy. You always that he's a little puppy. That's cute. That LeBron's a little puppy. Or maybe is that Bronny with him? Is that little puppy? Is that little puppy with him? Is that Bronny? That's cute. I know what it actually is. All right. That game, yeah, I know, BC. Now we agree. I have no trust in the Philadelphia 76ers. None, says Pitt 96-17. Neither do I. I'm at a loss for words with this team, says James Alexander. What's up, James Alexander? Nice to see you. Bandwagoners, right? Timothy B. Farzetta, this is an absolute abomination. Yeah. That's a good word for it. Hey, trust the abomination. Trust the abomination. Trust the abomination. Doesn't have the same ring to it, but I think we can make it work. Need less syllables. Okay. All right. Lakers fan, take over every arena, finger red, no, okay. Yeah, but those are always bandwagon fans. Like your favorite football team's the Cowboys, your favorite baseball team is the Yankees, and you really love Duke. Like we know what you are. Embiid got them Jenga tower needs. Jacob Genesis, I love it. Out for the season. Out for 2 games. Out indefinitely. Chirped on a security rope. Gastroenteritis. Broken face. Concussion. Bell's palsy. Not making fun of it. What was the other one? Hurt his hand. Spurgeon King, not going to get much back from Embiid. Not saying don't do it, though. Yeah, right. Jacob Genesis. Great name, Jacob Genesis, by the way. Let's get this chat clean and not mention LeBron, right? I trade Embiid for a working cartridge of NBA Jam. Ooh, whoa. You trade me one working cartridge of NBA Jam. You can keep your 3 first-round picks, Jack. You know what I mean? Yes, we are half a team. Move on. Hardcore for all. Yep. Half a team. Here's the guys that I'm interested in keeping around for a minute. Okay? Tyrese Maxey. Jared McCain. Kelly Oubre. Gershon Yabusele. Dembona. I had a buddy of mine suggest this to me, and I think it's brilliant. I think Josh Harris should sell the Sixers to Jeffrey Lurie and then Josh Harris should buy the Celtics. I think that's the way it should go down. Thanks, everybody in the chat. You guys are wonderful, as per usual. Unlike the Sixers, you guys did a great job finishing the show. You guys really closed it out strong. I appreciate that. Hey, the Sixers, after this 118-110 loss to the Boston Celtics, hey, you know what they get next? This is fun. They get the Dallas Mavericks, who you can only hope their heart's been ripped out as they come to Philadelphia for Tuesday night. They tip off with the Sixers at 7 o'clock in South Philadelphia. The Mavericks are 26-24 on the season. So that's the way that goes. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. You guys are great as per usual. My name is Mark Farzetta. This right here is Locked On Sports Philadelphia, Locked On 76ers Postcast. I'll be back with you guys Tuesday night right here on Locked On Sports Philadelphia. See you then.